Hello everybody, it's Jay Brayton, and this is turn 15, I believe, of the game as LATC. So we attacked into the provinces of Beria and easily took it. There was an event in the Woods of Weeping, which is where we've had a series of events that are related to the Vinemen. Some bad vibes over in Zeberia, shame. Helmshire, apparently province resources are way up, which is fabulous. We're going to get a palisade here relatively soon, I think, although there is some danger involved in forting up a border next to Agartha. They're currently set up to siege down Vettiheim, which means they'll be set up to siege down us as well. But I think we'll just have to go try and do our best to survive it. Right, let's get this out of the way. This scout, goodbye. Mounted scout time, or maybe not actually. We can go just a regular scout and then just keep building up additional heavy horsemen there. We're searching in here with Shun. There's an event battle over in Woods of Weeping where the Woodhenge Druid attacked. As you can see, the Barbarian Heavy Horsemen absolutely clowned the stuff that was attacking the province, so they're just really good. I can't really say very much more about them. They're just fantastic troops in a idiotic, mundane, like troop slap fight. It's possible that Jomon attacks into this province. If they do, they should die. The guys from Pythium can't really help out here, so partly it's tempting to attack this one with the smaller force and this one with the larger force. But on the other hand, if we do get kind of surrounded and stuff, I want to have the easiest time possible fighting back through. So that's why I've made a decision I've made there. We don't have any particularly good massable stealthy options as far as I can recall. We could do some games with killer mantises later on, but we don't have anything innately stealthy, so we're going to have to forge Shade Mail Herbergians first, which luckily we have a couple of commanders who are able to do so, but it's construction 4, which we're not quite at yet, and we probably are not going to get there in time to forge it and then move over there, so we're going to have to fight into this relatively high PD at some point. That's just going to be part of how we deal with Pythium, or we could alternatively invite Ulm to do so. Could say, hey Ulm, why don't you land on this massive hand grenade while we take everything else, and then we attack Ulm afterwards. And that's a fairly reasonable, proportionate kind of strategy as well. The Master of the Way that we got in our capital is one with air, so he's going to be on Forging Air Quills Forever duty. We have 2 income per month, but when we take this back we'll have 3, so we're going to have enough to forge them for like, what, 10 turns or so we should be alright. There's only a well of white water in here. We didn't break it this turn, but we will be able to next turn, and overall things are looking okay for us, I think so. I think I'm not being too hubristic. We've got this guy moving down here. I may as well move him down to here to pick up these cavalry. Then on the way back he can kind of double back and we see where we go from there. It's plausible that people attack us because the guy playing LA Pythium was like, hey everyone, come and attack TC. He's attacking me. Help guys, help. He's going to be really weak, which we're not. We're relatively strong still. So hopefully we can firmly disprove any notions of weakness in other people's minds and crack on with the game. Next turn we will be able to cast Strength of Giants. So we're going to go in here with Lao Jun. Pardon me. I might bring 8 gems. We can use one of them Legions of Steel, one of them a Strength of Giants straight afterwards. Might as well hold and attack with these guys. And overall have a relatively secure and easy time of it when it comes to smashing through the fort. I think probably Strength of Giants might be the better cast first, just to make sure that we rout the defenders really quickly, but Strength of Giants and Legions of Steel are both really good options. When it comes to forts like this and kind of fights like this where we have relatively high protection units going into something like very human-y, then it's kind of a hard toss-up, because stuff on walls has a big like protection bonus, but at the same time you don't want to be taking a bunch of missile fire you could potentially ward off. So it's a tricky one, but I think we're doing the right thing by going in there with Laojian as well. We're also taking Haoshuan. I was thinking of setting up a temple in here, but there's no real need. I mean, we could, if we want to get access to Bat Tribe Shaman, who are a potential source of fire magic on the faction. That could be one way to do it, but we're going to have to recruit a hell of a lot of them for anything like a reasonable chance at fire. So yeah, so in that respect it's kind of less tempting. Who knows, maybe one of the provinces we take over is going to be, you know, helpfully full of recruitable F-mages. I think the main chances we have are probably enchantresses from forest sites, so that's part of the reason why I shouldn't searching for them. We know there almost certainly isn't one in here that we'll be able to find, because the guy playing LA Pythium brought their own serpent priest over here, so we can assume it's been searched to 2 or 3 nature. We haven't had a see of what the sites look like in Fungwood. It's possible that there's some available there, but it's not super likely by any means. I mean, in any case, it's always an outside shot when it comes to trying to get fire magic on the faction. Because Garnet Zons are pretty rare in the area, we're also unlikely to find any, even if there were loads of waste, which there aren't. So yeah, we'll just have to see. But it is a priority for me because it helps make the factions mid and later game much more reasonable, which is why I'm going to search every single waste I can with air magic, just to have a crack at finding some sorcerers of the sands. Anyway, there's not too much to talk about this turn going forward, so when this is done there's going to be like what, another let's call that 5. Let's go. Alright, so it's going to be like another 12 heavy horsemen there to go into Pulao's army. I'm just going to rename him. Let's rename all the important generals. So there we go. So he's going to have about 40 when he makes it back to TC, and that's a good additional kind of noteworthy enough army that it might deter people, or if it doesn't deter them, it will just really hurt them if they attack into it. Right, let's have a look. Fordo Boggett's elite warriors are kind of bad for fighting other factions. They're good for in-depths, but you know, it's 10-15, there's not very many in-depth provinces left on the map, so not a major concern of mine. I'm trying to think of the best way to go into these provinces. It might be that we take we could take 3 of these out, go 3 cards of reanimation and a king, and that way we have possibly enough guys to go into there and take it. I don't know, it's not super tempting, but it is something. Does that leave us enough research? It does. So we don't have Conjuration 1 yet, so we're not going to be able to cast any cave grabs out here for the capital of Pythium just yet, but yeah, it also looks like they've jacked the PD up even further. As you can see, the PD is exceptionally powerful and very well organised. That's well over and above what it would ordinarily be. So if we go to, I think we're in Ulm? No, we're not in Ulm at the moment. Okay. Go to here, yeah, okay, so very strong and well organised. So presumably he's just been pumping all of his money into his PD, which is pretty dubious, but there you go. That's just how some people roll. Anyway, we'll leave this here for now. I might leave this guy in here. Possibly, I don't know. Possibly move this guy into here, move this one into here, and get as much vision as possible over Jomon. I don't know how Jomon has been faring. If they're right near to Pangaea, then Pangaea might be attacking them early. Because Pangaea, like us, is really strong early, although I would say Pangaea probably has a better mid to late game than we do. Anyway, I'm going to actually properly call it there. So thank you very much for watching. Been Jay Brereton, and goodbye. Hello everybody, this is Jay Brereton, and it's turn, I believe, 16 or so. Let's call it 16. Maybe 17. Anyway, that isn't important. What is important is that we've cast a bunch of spells. So all of these reanimation spells are finished. We still don't have a Ancestral Smith with N, which would potentially grant them additional map move, which is a shame, but so be it. And we're finally at the point where we can get slightly more horsemen due to our population. In terms of the general battle happenings this turn, so we had Vettiheim woefully attack Utgard. As we can see, it's Garmherdlinger did a whole bunch of work, remarkable amounts. Yowza. So yes, these dudes are blessed, regen, chill aura, cold res due to their chill aura. So they're cold resistant 25, which is a lot. These dudes in the back are doing their thing. I don't think they've brought the enemy profit. No, they haven't. They're just pretty chill. But yeah, this is looking bad. So instead of Starfires, amazing, thank you the AI. So instead of casting the good spells, they cast the not as good spells, and so these dudes got destroyed, which is a shame because they would have done a lot more damage inside the fort and outside it. Bissia is attacking. Bloody hell! Did they kill the enemy PG? Holy shit! I'm going to attack Abyssia. Not Abyssia. Agartha. Sorry lads, it's a free for all. Yep, we're going straight in there. Boy howdy. Yeah, Lao-Tzu, you're coming too. Really, really sorry to Agartha for doing this. By the way, if you're watching, Jarek, hi. But they lost their PG, so I'm definitely going to go and attack them. Because there's no real downside to doing so. This means that Agartha is like capital F having a flipping bad time. So yeah, moving into there. These guys moving into here. We'll get as many of these as we can. Building a fortress. We got a ton of gold, so I suppose we must have got an event that gave us some. It looks like Pangaea is attacking, so Pangaea's checked out the throne here because they clearly want to go into it themselves, and they have taken the province here from Pythium. Maybe they'll attack us, maybe they won't. Let's just make this more horrible to take. A 30 competent sailor, not even 30, 25 competent sailor by a Mound King will not provide too many troubles for us. We could buff that up, move this guy down to here, just once again assure ourselves of victory. Yeah, Lao-Tzu has to go south because we do not want to lose out on this free real estate right here. And yeah. So it looks like, what is Vettiheim doing? Basically, Vettiheim's made some terrible mistakes here. I'm going to have to attack. Even though I feel slightly bad about it, I'm going to have to attack Agartha. So I'm going to get 101, probably 99 as well. 92 if I can get it. 100, yeah. We're just gonna have to go in. Sorry, dude, if you're watching, but that's too free. You know, it's too free. So, how are we looking? Well, we'll get these guys on attack rear. Get this dude here stuck there. So let's go 1 Legions of Steel, 1 Strength of Giants. Soon enough, we should have Construction 3. Which, not Construction 3, Conjuration 3, which will allow us to cast with fewer gems, using strength, summon earth power, pardon me. But until then, we're just going to have to bring a few additional gemmos in. Jomon has got a relatively nice territory over here, but nothing too major. I wonder what's going to happen with these dudes. because that is an awful lot of serpent priests, and I assume he's still building them, so it's one of those times where you don't really want to go in and attack into someone, because even though Pythium has played a slightly dubious game and has not labbed everywhere and, you know, got a bunch of foreign research, nevertheless they are still going to such a horrible waste of money. I'm going to see if this is events. Yeah, so 1410. So yeah, so despite the fact they didn't lab up a whole bunch and get tons of RP out that way, Serpent Priest together with the Great Sage is going to provide a fairly significant income of RP, so it's not completely unlikely that they'll get to enchantment 6 by the time we break into the cap. And additionally, their capital has a whole bunch of additional strength on it, just from the additional PD they've bought. Now over here is only one option, a few henchmen. Let's see if it's pirates. There aren't. In fact, the pirates were one of the first mercenary companies, weren't they? And we didn't bid them, so it's not that surprising that we don't get them. Let's bring Noth down there. We've cutting about up here. If Pythium attacks, then together with the forces that we already have here, it's quite possible that we do get through to the rear. I'm just going to have a look at the formation he's using. He's using an in-depth commander, so they won't be on won't be in a line. So it'll just be a matter of holding attack, I suppose. Yep. So if he attacks the same way, we will definitely kill his commander, and then we can counterattack afterwards. We have, let's call it the best part of 40. Yeah, 40 some heavy cavalry in here, so even if this guy attacks with his competency, in theory we should be okay. And so just bring these guys down. I think we'll be alright. I think we're doing something relatively smart there. Or if not relatively smart, then an orthodox level of smart. Right. So what's our recruitment like in here? Okay, so could get another Celestial Master, and then in 2 turns time, in fact no, probably not. Just get another Scout. Scouts are always going to come in handy no matter which faction you're playing, so if in doubt, scout them out. And this dude here is like, this is, I'm coming for you after these dudes, let's just say that. It's, and this tragedy, that's GG for Agartha. So we're just going to move in. Here I'm going to leave this guy like where he is, just in case any more useful information is received. Or maybe no, we will do that, because that's, I feel like that's relatively sensible. Oh, German's only there. Bloody hell. Okay. Right. Okay. Well then, they might be a target as well, but I've just got to mind out for, oh god, down here, because they are a little bit dangerous. Let's keep someone there. Let's move this dude down here. Or maybe not, I don't know. I think we can fairly safely assume this is going to stay as an Ormish territory. So if we move down here, we'll just get a better picture of what's going on this side of things. Yeah. Overall, bad times for Agartha. Going to attack here. What the hell are these militia for? Has he got Barok's mercenaries? No. Okay. Bewildering. But that is one's fellow gamers for one, right? Let's just bid these up, and then we'll use them as well to attack into Agartha. Sorry, dude. And hopefully this all goes rather well. Hold an attack, hold an attack. I don't know whether Legions of Steel or Strength of Giants will actually break the enemy force quicker, but I think Legions of Steel is going to make it safer, and then when we go in the turn after, using our remnant troops should be in relatively good position. I think it's a reasonable strat, and we'll call it there because I can tell I'm blethering. Sorry, it's been a long day, so cheers.